Welcome to Flash Tutorial 80. Give videos a vintage look. For this tutorial you'll need to have a video. Naturally we'll import a video, and this format supported by Flash CS5 are FLVs and F4Vs. So if you have a video, you got to convert it. I'd convert it to FLV, and you can just do a web search on FLV converters and you'll find some that are free, and then convert your video, and then you'll be able to import it into this document. I'm saving the default settings for a new document. I'm opening the library panel, starting a new symbol. Make sure movie clip is selected, and I'm going to call this my video. video. That's where I'm putting my video _MC. Up to File, Import, Import Video. Here we say how we want to do it, and we're going to embed it into our timeline. If you use this one here, you'll be able to, if you want to put it on a video player, it'll make a little player within your FLA. But I just want to embed mine into the timeline, and I'm going to browse for it, and it should be in this folder here. Here it is. It's called Don't Smoke, and it tells me this is the video, and then it's going to confirm some things. I'm going to place an instance on the stage. I'm going to expand the timeline, and I'm going to include my audio, and this just tells me what I just did. And as you can see, there's my video in here, and it takes up all that timeline, and it's a movie clip. Go back to scene 1, press the library, bring that video in, come up to the alignment panel, make sure to align to stages on, and I'm going to center that on my stage. While I have it highlighted, I'm opening the properties panel. The first thing I want to do is make it a black and white video. So down here there's filters, open that up, and down in the corner there's like a little envelope. You can't see it, but when you scroll over, it'll say add filter. Click on that, and the filter we want to do is adjust color, and it's the saturation right here. Make that -100, and that'll turn that into a black and white video for us. While we're here, go back to that add a filter, click on it, and we want blur, and we're going to make it a little bit blurry, and the default here is 5 pixels and low, and that's what I'm going to do. So it makes it like a blurrier picture, gives it some of that vintage look. Close the properties panel, call this layer image. Lock that layer, go to pick up the straight line tool, and I think the straight line tool is the pencil tool. I'll make it white, and I want to a new layer and call this line, L-I-N-E. It's just a straight line. Select frame 1 and just make a line here. Straight line. You'll know there's no bends in it. There it is. And going to click on it, double click on it so it's highlighted, open my properties panel, and I'm going to make it 1.5 strokes, just a little bit wider than what it is. I'm going to highlight it. I want to put one of those filters on it, so it needs to be a symbol. Modify it, convert it to a movie clip, call it line, L-I-N-E _MC. Make sure movie clip is selected. Now open the properties panel again. If you haven't got if you can't find it, highlight it, then open the properties panel. Look under these filters again, click on it, and for this I want the blur, and I want it to be around. If the chain here is locked, both parameters will change. I want this to be a blur of 1. And watch when I hit enter, both of them change. So that's good. Close that properties panel. Double click on line and now we're inside that line movie clip. And go up to about frame 20 and insert a keyframe. Then move the line with my arrow keys a couple to the right. Click in here, create a classic tween. Go up. These are totally random. Go up to 50. Insert a keyframe. Move it back a few. Insert classic tween. Create classic tween. These are totally random. Up to 85. Insert a keyframe. Going to continue to go that way. Create classic tween. Up to 130. Insert keyframe. I'm bringing it way over here. Create classic tween. And then I'm doing one more here around 170. Insert keyframe. And I'm going to create a classic tween even though I'm not moving it. So we have this line that's going to go back and forth. Go back to scene 1. And let's give that just the front end of it a quick try. Takes a while to build this video up.
This is what you look like when you don't
Now this line, you see this line moving?
If you do start smoking, look
You've
what
seen
can
that on
happen
old
to you.
videos.
This is what you look like when you do smoke.
And that just keeps repeating itself and repeating itself on that white line. So lock that line, insert a layer, call it hairs with an S. H-A-I-R-S, enter, select that first frame, and let's make this about 25% way down there. Pick up the pencil tool, come over here. Let's make these, I think I can make a 0.5, which would be good. 0.5, yep. And draw some hairs. So there's one. Oops, Control Z. I need a grayish color for my hair. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, another one here. Here. Now I'm only going to do a few. Now I have about a dozen here. What you want to do, make as many as you want. I'm just trying to give you the idea. Highlight all them. Modify. Convert it to a symbol. Hairs with an S. H-A-I-R-S _ MC. And let's get on one of these and double click on it. There they are. There's those hairs. And I want them to start there. And naturally, you're going to have many, 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 many more than this. I'm going to go up to frame 100. Insert a keyframe. Using my arrow keys, I'm going to bring these down. And right click, create a classic tween. And let's see what that effect looks like. The longer the time frame, the slower these hairs will move down in front of your picture.
This is what you look like when
There
you
they are.
don't smoke.
But if you do start smoking, look what
Now remember, you're not going to see
This
what's
is what
outside
you
of
look
this.
like when you do
And I think
smoke.
they're moving too fast. So I'm going to go back and I'm inside that hair movie clip. Back inside of it, and I'm going to extend these way, 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 way up. I want this, get that fuzzy square, I call it, click on it, and drag this way up there. I'm up around 280. That will give me a better effect. Back to scene 1. Lock that layer. Insert a layer. Call this hair, as in one hair. H-A-I-R. I'm going to make the stage 200%. And I'm picking up my pencil tool. Open the properties panel, making it 0.5. And I'm keeping that grayish color that I had before. And I don't want to make it very big, but I'm going to draw a circle for a hair. it is. Get on it, double click on it, modify it, convert it to a symbol. And this is here, HAIR_MC. Get the crosshairs. Now I'm inside that hair's movie clip, that hair movie clip. Highlighting that here, modify it, converting it to a symbol. I'm calling it hair1, HAIR, or hair I as internal, _MC. Make sure it's movie clip. Double clicking on it. Now I'm inside that hair internal movie clip. I just want to make this wiggle a little bit. So I'm going to go up to about 50 frames, insert a keyframe. So it ends up back to where it was. Going up to 10, insert keyframe. Using my free transform tool, I'm just rotating it a little bit, making that a shape tween. And it's turning a little bit there, see that? Go up to about 40. Insert keyframe. And make it move a little bit more. Shape tween. So we got it really making some funny shapes here. Look, see that? Whatever you get. And back to here. Insert shape tween. So this is what I have, this hair doing this affair here. Back to the hair movie clip. And let's make the stage 50%. My selection tool. I'm putting that here up on top here. It's going to start. And for the first 15 frames, it's going to be insert keyframe. And it's not going to move. Then from 15 to 60, insert keyframe, and it's going to go from here to here. Right click, insert classic tween. So it's going to move down my page. There it is. See that? That's 60. It's just going to sit there for a few frames. So I'm going up to 85 and insert a keyframe. Not moving it. And now I want to get it off. So around 120, insert a keyframe and have it move off to the side and make that a classic tween. So two things are going to happen with this here. It's going to come down and wiggle, but also be wiggling. Let's test this. Test movie test. We won't see that here at first.
This is what you look like when you
There's
don't
that wiggle right there.
smoke.
Look, there he's wiggling. Look. Okay, so I want him to hang around a lot longer than that. So I'm going to start back here. I want it to come down. I want to make this section big, much bigger. Let's go from here to here. Right click, insert frames, and it inserts all those frames for me. So that means it's going to be stopped there. And let's do that again. Right click, insert frames. Now when it reaches that spot, it'll sit there and wiggle for a while. But what I want to do is go back to frame 1. Double click on it. So I'm inside of that here movie clip. And you see it, there it is there selected. I want it to be black. So it really stands out. There we go. Now let's test that right quick.
This is what you look like when you don't smoke.
There it is there, La.
This is what you look like when you do smoke.
So you're sort of getting the idea. One more thing I want to do. Back to the main timeline. Lock that layer. Insert layer. Call it B and W. B and W as in black and white. Select frame 1. Pick up your rectangle tool. Make sure you have black for your fill on your stroke. And make a rectangle the size of that. Selection tool, highlight it, modify, convert it to a symbol, call it B and W, black and white, _movie clip, _MC. Double click on it. Now we're inside that movie clip, and I just want to go and select about 80 frames, right click, convert to keyframes. So now I have all them for keyframes with the black on it. Go and select the first 15-ish, right click, clear frames. Now here, every second frame I want to clear frame. Don't remove it. Clear frame. You know it's a clear frame because it turns white. Clear frame. So that's going to give me a flickering effect there. And I'm going to take a whole bunch of them here. Right click, clear frames. And every second one here. Clear frame. Clear frame. And let's clear these ones, all these. Okay, so now we're having this sort of going on. Okay, label this layer black. Lock it. Insert a layer. Call it white. Pick up your white for your stroke, white for your fill, and pick up your rectangle tool, and we're doing the same thing, but now we have white. There it is there. So let's click here, go right to the end, right click, convert to keyframes, and do the same thing, randomly select frames, as we just did with the black. I did my whites. The important thing here is not to have them flickering while the blacks are flickering, because you take away what you just did. Back to scene 1 and select frame 1. Now you can't see the black because there's no black on that first frame. So that's why you're just seeing that circle. So take your selection tool, highlight it, and you've selected this black and white movie clip, and you can look at your properties panel and you'll see you've selected that black and white movie clip, and come down here to filters. Nope, come back to color effects, open up the alpha, and let's make the alpha on this about 50 each. There we go. Now let's give this a test. So the black's not going to be so dark.
This is what you look like when
See
you
that
don't
flickering?
smoke.
So you're going to play around with it.
This is what you look like when you do smoke.
You might want to make all these some dark ones and some light ones, but you get the idea. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.